They want me to change, but I ain't changing. Nah, I remain the same.
And you are now tuned into another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio, brought to you by M3S3 Clothing. Men make moves and suckers stand still. And as always, on the mighty Nerd DJs Radio Network. Yo. So I'm still trying to figure out this road duo that I got. And my 5 o'clock interview, my volume was a little bit low. I didn't like that, so I turned it up a little bit more. And I'm gonna try to stay consistently closer to the mic, which I never really had to do with my other interface. But until I get all the kinks ironed out, we're gonna do what we gotta do. And if you are tapped in, you are tuned in, and you would like to call up, you can do me a favor and dial 440-941-5010. I'm just waiting on our guest for the day, CL, the creator and proprietor of DigiWax Media. I've been looking forward to this one for the longest. And the brother is absolutely extremely busy. Oh, sorry about that. Extremely busy and very difficult to get in contact with, to be quite honest. But I do. They have their their conference calls on Wednesdays, and when I'm off on those Wednesdays, I definitely check in and tap in and see what's going on with them. They usually have some pretty dope conversations on there. And then for the Nerve DJs, their conference calls are usually on Tuesdays. Um, and when I'm off, I try to tap in with them too, because that's family. And again, very dope conversations with the home team. Very dope guests, the whole nine. In case you do not know, my name is Jobs, and I have been the host of Intellectually Petty Radio since its inception. I am the founder, and the spokesperson of whatever else you need to be to get on the show or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, shout out to my manager Rita, man, for putting in how to work and really doing a phenomenal fucking job. Yo, I went to I want to say it's the Cambria Hotel yesterday. I talked about it a little bit at 5 o'clock. I know it's located at, I want to say, 600 West Lafayette in Detroit, and they had what they call the barcode, which yeah, it is the Cambria, which was kind of like a networking event, if you will, whatever you want to call it. Yo, this shit was so fire. And the level of excellence that was in the building, man. Salute to Detroit. I cannot. Oh man, I love Detroit, man. I love my hometown. And do me a favor, if you are tapped in, give me a call. I need to try out this Bluetooth shit real quick. As a matter of fact, let me make sure that we are linked up. And which one is this? Yeah, that's it. So the number is 440-941-5010. That again is 440-941-5010. And I'm just waiting on CL to tap in. And let me see if Terrence is on. So I don't see him online either. But sometimes we can be a little fashionably late, and I'm kind of used to that. So ain't no biggie with me. How you doing? How's life for you? I see we got a few people waiting on one of the most valuable players in the industry, and really just a humble guy, very low key. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I think I started that already. I'm sorry, I know I can't text and whatchamacallit at the same time, so I do apologize. But anyway, yeah. Man, sometimes the live shit just never works out in my favor. But most of the time it does. So I'm probably at like a 85, 90% ratio where it works out great. And then, you got that 10% where not so much. Uh, but again, I need a favor from you. If you are tapped in, dial this number 440-941-5010. I need to figure out how to actually use the call in to its maximum capacity. Because over the next, I don't know how long, I definitely want to start taking some calls on certain shows. Like we got a plastic surgeon coming on next month, Dr. Griffin. Definitely want to take some calls on that one. Um, we got a sister coming on who wrote a book about sexual assault for children, so that they'll be able to discuss that with their loved ones or the adults in their lives. And I definitely want to take calls on that one too. So kind of throughout the course going forward on certain shows, we want to take some calls. And I'm still waiting on CL, so I do apologize to those of you who tuned in and are waiting on the brother. I am waiting anxiously myself. But in the meantime and in between time, do me a favor, somebody. Call up 440-941-5010. Again, I'm trying to see how this the whole Bluetooth joint works out. And if you got a Rodecaster Duo, DM me on Instagram at Intellectually Petty Radio. I just got a couple of questions, to be quite honest. And it doesn't come with instructions. You have to get the instructions online, which I hate that shit. Like I'm just old school, and I kind of want the instructions in the fucking box with whatever I purchase. But again, it did not provide those, so you gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, okay, my bad if you heard an echo, but I was kind of looking at the YouTube to see what the volume sounded like. Being a dad is way more respected than being a street nigga. Bet y'all won't repost this. Y'all gotta stop with this. Bet y'all won't repost this shit. If you want somebody to repost it, how about just asking people to repost it? Because I'm more likely to repost something that you asked me to repost than I am when you do one of these goofy ass bet you won't do this, or you too good that like when you challenge my intellect to repost something, I'm gonna play dumb. So please stop doing that. Um, Jeez, like what we doing here? Okay. Uh, whew. Anyway, what's going on in y'all world? Sometimes I got a lot of shit to say, and sometimes I don't have shit today say. And today is just one of those. Eh. Yo, what do you think of Sexy Red? Since I just got some random time to talk shit. I am absolutely not a fan of Sexy Red by any shape, fashion, or form or stretch of the imagination. There are some people, and this is just me personally, and I'm not saying this to like hate on anybody else, or everybody does what's best for them and they situation. Me personally, if she called me herself and asked to come on the show, I would have to decline. Now, doesn't mean that I hate her, doesn't mean that I wish ill on her. I wish her all the best and all the success in the world. I just wish that she would take another avenue towards that success. I think that when we as a community okay everything, everything becomes okay. When we give people passes on the ridiculousness of their behavior, because quote unquote people have a right to be who they want to be, that's taken away from the promise of us all. At some point as a community, we got to have like a morals clause, some type of ethics. And I know that's a slippery slope, but I would argue that every successful community has a morals clause, so to speak, except ours. We think that anything, oh, I won't say we, there's a chunk of us who think that the bag supersedes anything else. And I'm here to tell you from experience, all money ain't good money, because you can get a lot of money, and if you're stupid, you'll lose a lot of money. And it's not the obtaining of the money, it's what you do when you obtain that money. And how you go about obtaining that money lasts forever. I don't want my grandkids growing up and looking at Sexy Red as the template for success. I don't want my grandkids growing up and looking at Sukiana as the template for success. Now, I could be completely wrong on this, and I'm okay with being wrong. I've been wrong before, and today won't be the last day if I'm wrong on this one. However, where do we draw the line? Now, I'm not the biggest platform, and that's okay with me. Things have gotten a lot better, especially over the last few months, and the next year is going to be that year, I guarantee you. But there are certain things that I have refused to do over the years. Um, that was just too much for me. And again, I'm not knocking anybody else. There's people that are way more conventionally successful than myself that make different decisions than I do. And that's their choice and their ability to do so. And I'm not about to, I've never been one to hate on people. Um, and I'm not going to start today. Okay. All right. So I guess it could be considered hating on Sexy Red. Someone will take it as that. And if you want to take what I'm saying as hating on Sexy Red, then that okay, you know what? I'll take that. I'm a hypocrite. I've been a hypocrite for a long time, and today it's not any revelation of my hypocrisy. It's just a different day and a different person hearing me being a hypocrite. But Sexy Red should not be allowed to promote this. She should not be allowed to promote the music that she is promoting. If you have any input on that, dial 440-941-5010. And I am not sure, man. Yo, it is not looking good. I'm gonna be honest with you. 15 minutes is usually uh, when I call it quits, as far as believing that whether or not somebody is going to be on the show for that evening, for this evening. Jeez, man, yo, and yo, we have definitely put in, I have definitely been doing a lot to try to get the brother on the show. And I'm a little disappointed, man. I'm not even gonna lie. There are some shows that I'm actually looking forward to, and this was really one of them. Some shows, that I've gotten sold out. It's been okay because it is what it is. And not to say that I don't look forward to every show, I do, but as you all know, you have some people that you really you've been working hard to get that interview, or you've been wanting to interview that person for a long time, and when it comes to fruition, or at least you think it's coming to fruition, um, it does something for you. And I'd be lying if I you know if I said that I wasn't somewhat disappointed at this point. and maybe hey, a couple minutes he'll show up, and it'll all be for naught, and my disappointment will wane immediately, and we'll have a phenomenal conversation about DJing and hip hop. Yo, man, some of the shit that I see on the good Lord's internet. Yo, well, you know what? Maybe this evening will turn out a lot better. Um, I'm going to Big Hef's Christmas party, and I have put on some weight over the last couple of years, and I got suits that I just can't even wear that I've never worn. Like a few years ago, I bought, I want to say, three suits, and I think I wore one. Matter of fact, I may have bought four. Bought is a word. I may have bought four. And yeah, I've only got a chance to wear one because I got fat. And so now I'm kind of getting invited to go outside a little bit, and I don't have shit to wear, and not everybody is okay with you showing up in a hoodie and some Tims or some gym shoes, which is absolutely understandable. Somebody of my age should have some grown man clothes to wear. But I've never, I don't like going out all that much anymore. But it's becoming a necessary evil, and I'm realizing that. So I'm gonna give it till about 7:30, and then I'm gonna tap out. Again, if you tapped in to see CL, oh, you are just as disappointed as myself. Um, and I've been trying to get in touch with T, and that ain't been successful. And you know what? I'm an overthinker, and I tend to take things a little bit more personal than necessary. And I hope the brother is okay. I hope everything is okay in his world. Um, oh, excuse me. I got a belch, but it won't come out. But give me a call at 440-941-5010. And I have another question. Why are the relationship conversations a necessity to build a platform nowadays? Like the larger platforms don't necessarily have to go there because they've already, like $1 million worth of game ain't got to talk about relationships. They have a huge, huge, huge following, and they've kind of elevated themselves beyond the necessity of that conversation. But why is that conversation seem to be a need for platforms trying to grow? It's the same conversation over and over. It seems to me, and not to say that men and women shouldn't have healthy dialogues. We should. But it just seems to me that it's the same question repackaged repeatedly. And I just don't under is that healthy? Is that healthy for our community specifically? Um, do you feel like that is pitting men and women against each other, more specifically black men and women? Do we not have enough forces not of our controlling or out of our control that have been trying to pit us against each other for centuries? And it's as if now we doing it for them. And that kind of goes back into the sexy red, but I think it's bigger than that. I think that I know one thing that is difficult, I will say, is when you meet a woman who has had to fend for herself for a significant amount of time. Unfortunately, it can be difficult for her to appreciate being loved correctly, and it can also be difficult for him to understand how to love her correctly because she's used to being the head of her household. She's used to being the only breadwinner for her and maybe quite possibly her children. So let's say you've been doing this, she's been doing this for 10 years. She may meet someone who legitimately loves her, legitimately cares about her well being, is legitimately trying to do everything that they can to add value to not only their relationship, but to her space on the planet. And hold on one second. And I can't text. Yeah, I'm not sure, bro. Yeah. Um, which is very, 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 very. Anyway, like I say, I'm gonna give it another 8 minutes, and then we're gonna tap out, man. So anyway, I do find it that is a difficulty that together I think we can overcome. And I don't think that the way we're going about having the conversations is healthy, nor is it productive. You know, I don't see why. First off, accountability is necessary on everybody's part. Um, that's that's paramount for our success. And but secondly, and maybe more important, I don't think that we have to have a tit for tat conversation with every conversation that we have. If I bring up something, or let's say my woman brings up something that I'm yo, hey, yo, call up, Rex. Shit. It's 440-941. Matter of fact, here, let me see if I can get T Rex on the phone. Yeah, call up, bro. Let's see if we can and happy holidays. Merry Christmas, man, and Happy New Year. Happy Kwanzaa. Whatever you celebrate, if you don't celebrate, just act like I didn't say shit. It's okay. I'm not mad at you for not celebrating. Don't be mad at me because I want to celebrate. Because I am not one of those people. I understand. I've heard everything about Christmas. I understand the whatever you want to say negative about it, I get it. Yeah, blase splee. I still like that shit. I still like the pageantry. I still like the fucking lights. I still like trees. I still like presents. And I still like to smile on my grown ass kids' faces and my grandkids' faces. So you can hate on me all you want about celebrating Christmas. It's not going to stop me from celebrating Christmas. I'm not going to hate on you for celebrating whatever holiday you celebrate that I may not celebrate. I'm not going to be mad at you for this, that, and the third because at the end of the day, we are all cogs in this machine. Some of us see the pieces better. Some of us don't use all the pieces that others do. But make no mistake, you are still a part of the machine. I find it very interesting to say, oh, I don't support blase splee, but you kind of do when you get down to it because you're on your cell phone. So you're a part of the machine. or you drive a car, you use gas, you use lights, you're in a house. Now there are some people off the grid that do as much as humanly possible to maintain their existence off the land. All power to you. Salute to you. Ow, shit, I bit my fucking lip. All power to you. Salute to you. I appreciate and respect everything that you are trying to do for mankind and for your family. But you, my friend, are definitely not in the majority. And maybe you should be, but that's not my call to make. All right, so like I say, okay, it clear CL is not showing up. So, my apologies for those that tapped in. Awaiting the brother to come on because I was definitely looking forward to that too. And again, I hope that he is okay. Everything in his world is okay. Um, shit happens. Life happens. I'm not gonna, it's happened before, and unfortunately, it'll probably happen again at some point. And there have been some times where I have, not shown up where through no fault of my own, life was life. It is what it is. But I definitely want to thank anybody that tapped in. And you know what? I'm really gonna erase this shit anyway. And I hate to do this to the, because this was on the, our 7 o'clock shows is on the Nerd DJs Radio Network, the greatest network in the history of networks, in the history of mankind, in the history of radio and television. Shout out to the triple OG, the triple double OG, Johnny O. Shout out to Big Health. Shout out to T Rex. Shout out to DJ Squirt. Um, Damn, I can't remember my man's name in Columbus. I'm sorry, bro. But shout out to everybody in our DJs, man. I definitely appreciate you for tapping in. Shout out to the whole DigiWax family. Shout out to CL. Shout out to T Rex, the whole nine. And oh, I'm sure at some point we'll get it together and make it happen. And I know I said I'd wait till 7:30, so I'm gonna give it 3 more minutes. And if you out there and you are listening, do me a favor, call 440. I can't get nobody to call in and help a brother out. I'm trying to figure, since I got some free time and we live, I kind of need to go through the process of experimenting. I just need you to call up and just ramble. You ain't got to say anything super intelligent or even relevant, and you will be anonymous. So I do need somebody to call up to 440. Okay. 440, I'm sorry, 941-5010. I got 2 minutes. That one person that is still tapped in, and trust me, I understand. 440-941-5010. Yo, this is, oh, okay, yeah. This has happened to me twice this month, though. You know what? The enemy is active. God is good. They see what I'm on, what we on the cusp of putting together over this way, and so the enemy is working extra hard to combat that. And I understand it's part of the process. Oh Lord. Um. All right, so I can't get nobody to call in. Drinks on me. Y'all have a good one. I still love these cups though, man. You see that, man? It's the intellectually petty radio, not a cup. Little glass of wine. All right. Uh, Again, my apologies. Um, and I'll try to reach out to CL and see if we can make this up for another day. But anyway, let's see. Who do we have next week before we get up out of here? What is today? The 21st? We got, oh, yes. We got Brandon Williams and Sierra Angelia. Another one I'm looking forward to. And actually, Sierra Angelia will be the last interview of the year. And then the first interview of next year will be Race to 5'9", and then that's on January the 4th at 5 o'clock, and then January the 4th at 7 o'clock. Love My Yacht. We're gonna talk about some sex, and see that's why I needed somebody to see. Oh, that felt good. I needed somebody to call in because January 4th at 7 o'clock, I definitely want to take some calls when we have Love My Yacht on, and if you feel like calling in real quick, the number is 440-941-5010. I'm gonna have to have my cousin call in or some shit. And actually, what I'll do is probably this weekend, I'll probably just do a couple of practice runs because I really do need to get this volume situated too. Although I think I got that situated, but I really want to figure out how taking these calls is gonna sound and how it's gonna work. And, now I got sound effects. So, again, if you are tuned in to see CL, see our interview with CL, unfortunately, that's not happening today. Yeah, my feelings exactly. On that note, man, this is Jobs. This has been, unfortunately, a brief interview of no one but myself. This, yeah, it is what it is. I'm out of here.